dominator. It was always going to be a tall order to overturn the first leg deficit, but this game will perhaps be remembered for two things. A spirited and gallant display by the Blues. It showed they can compete at top European level, but moreover for a hugely controversial refereeing decision by the great Perluigi Collina in his final European game.
Riquelme. Sorin, who does tend to drift across the pitch, and it's opened up for the Argentine. Deflection! Goal! Hugely unfortunate for Everton. Doesn't actually change too much, because 2 goals could still take them into extra time. But it's not what they wanted, particularly coming so soon after Cahill's failure to convert. Still more than 20 minutes remaining. All 11 Villarreal players back. And Arteta is capable of brilliance. And he takes that wonderfully! Everton Spaniard scores in Spain to keep them alive in the race for the Champions League. Now we've a game on our hands.
You're telling me that is just brilliant from Arteta, absolutely fantastic. And I don't think the goalkeeper can do anything about it, because he set his wall up to guard that post. He's gone to protect the far post, and Arteta's just executed that to perfection. Barbosa can do absolutely nothing to get across. That's just a fantastic strike. And now Everton will believe.
And now Villarreal nerves will just begin to jangle. Everton pressing. Ferguson! Oh my word! Oh, the referee though has picked out a foul.
He's pointed at Marcus Penn, so I'm not sure it was Duncan Ferguson who's been penalised. Doesn't look like it. Whatever was going on off the ball.
Well, there was almost delayed reaction, because the referee blew his whistle and pointed towards the halfway line, and then seemed to have second thoughts.
I mean, does Marcus Penn have hold of his man? That's the only thing I can see or think of. Duncan Ferguson's come onto it perfectly. He's done nothing wrong.
Riquelme playing for time now. Hosico. Sorin makes a burst. And all the time Everton are living on the edge. Fallen! They've just fallen over the edge.
No, we felt that there was a very poor decision against us. But having said that, that happens. And you have to accept that and move on. Unfortunately, the fact that we'd worked so hard to get a Champions League place, and the fact that everyone was so looking forward to it, probably made it an even bigger disappointment when we went out so quickly. And that probably had a greater impact on how the season went from then than perhaps we all would have realised at the time.
The disappointment of getting knocked out, both the Champions League and the UEFA Cup, hit the lads a little bit harder than they thought. It was very disappointing. I think the game in Villarreal, you know, when Duncan's goal got disallowed, was a bit of a kick in the teeth. And as I say, I think that hit the lads a lot harder than they thought it did. And it took us a while to get going in the league.
You know, you've got to respect the referee's decision, but I thought, you know, it was a goal, you know, so, but the referee's made his decision then, but he can't change his mind, so, you know, I was a bit sad, you know, because I thought it was a goal, but, you know, that's football. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't.
We played well both games, really, and, you know, they hit us with a couple of sucker punches, and you've seen, you know, we saw how well they did in the Champions League, so we'll know, you know, what they're capable of, and you know, we played really well that day, well, both days, and you know, they played well as well, so it was a really good contest, and you know, it was a fine line between winning and